How's it going, fellas? My name's Andy, welcome to the channel, and today we're gonna take a look at a man by the name of Adam Rayner. At one point in his life, he was 18 years old and only 4 foot 6 inches tall. Don't worry, I'll put the metric measurements in the video as well, as you can see here. So yeah, Adam Rayner was only 4 foot 6 inches tall as an adult. He was statistically qualified as a dwarf. Anyone under 4 foot 10 is considered that. However, by the time he died, at the age of 51, he grew to be about 7 foot 8 inches tall, and some sources have actually said that he was 7 foot 10. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, he is the only person in history to be classified as both a dwarf and a giant at some point in his life. So how did this happen? Let's take a look at the details of his life and what caused his sudden growth spurt. Adam Rayner was born in Austria in 1899, and surprisingly enough, both of his parents were average-sized people. Neither of them had anything abnormal going on with their heights, which makes the fact that Rayner had dwarfism kinda weird. I do know that certain causes of dwarfism are not genetic, but I believe that most of them are. Anyway, by the time Rayner was 18 years old, World War I was starting. He wanted to register to go into the army, but the problem was they would not let him. The officer said that he was too short and too weak to join, so he got rejected. It sucks, but I mean, it makes sense though, right? Rayner was only 4 foot 6 inches tall, about 80 pounds, and yeah, you can't really have someone like that fighting in the front lines of the war. There's also something else that was interesting about his body. By the age of 21, Rayner grew to about 4 foot 10, so he was still a dwarf, but the shocking part was that his feet grew a lot. He went from wearing size 10 shoes to wearing size 20 shoes between the ages of 18 and 21. That's kinda crazy, and honestly, if you're under 5 feet tall, size 10 is already pretty big. But size 20? For comparison, former NBA player Yao Ming was 7 foot 5 and wore size 18 shoes. Adam Rayner had bigger feet than Yao, despite being 4 foot 10. However, his enormous feet would be a sign for things to come. Between the ages of 21 and 30, Rayner grew from 4 foot 10 to 7 foot 1. What in the world happened to him? Apparently, the doctor said that he developed a disorder called acromegaly, which produced excess amounts of growth hormone. It's a rare condition that former gigantic basketball players like Sun Ming and Ri Myung-hun have had before, which caused them to grow to about 7 foot 8. In most cases of the disorder, it's associated with a tumor in the pituitary gland. That was the case with Adam Rayner as well. Other signs of his disorder included a bulging forehead, a bigger jaw, and higher cheekbones. And here are some photos. You can see his facial changes over the years as he continued to grow. Rayner eventually got surgery to remove the tumor, but it was a bit too late at that point. Throughout the years, he suffered a ton of problems with his spine, to the point where he could not even stand up properly. In the last few years of his life, his health regressed a lot. He was forced to lay on his bed for sometimes the entire day because it was basically impossible for him to sit up or stand. His spine was just messed up at this point. There was really no way for him to recover from it. On March 4th, 1950, at the age of 51, Adam Rayner passed away. He was approximately 7 foot 8 at the time of his death. Up until this video, he's still the only person in the history of the world who was officially categorized as both a dwarf and a giant during the course of his life. It's pretty amazing, actually. We've seen many cases of dwarfism before, and many cases of people with acromegaly. But to see one person gets both, that's literally unheard of. It just shows how amazing the human body is, and how certain disorders can drastically change someone's appearance. Going from an 18-year-old dwarf at 4 foot 6 to over 7 feet tall at the age of 30, it's pretty ridiculous, and it's unlikely we'd ever see a person like Adam Rayner again. That's all, folks. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.